Hello everybody, Rebecca here. Today is 9/18/2025. Time is 4:07 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here in the United States. I have you looking at EMSE, and there has been another 7.8 1 hour and 9 minutes ago near the east coast of Kamchatka. Now, this earthquake here, the 7.8, was preceded, and we're looking here on 7/29/2025 at the 8.8 earthquake which occurred. That was followed by a 6.9, and it was followed by a 7.4 just last week on the 13th, and a 7.8 today. These are aftershocks from this 8.8 earthquake. So we're going to look at this here. I have this showing here. I want to show you just the earthquakes that have occurred for today. So we're going to move down here, and we're going to go to the 18th, which is today, and we're going to look at just the earthquakes for today. There's a 7.8 that has occurred. So we're going to go to the latest earthquakes, and we're going to hit the 5s, and I can show you the aftershocks from this 7.8 today. There's been a 5.9, 5.4, a 5.6, and a 5.1. All of these occurred after the 7.8. Also this morning, when we were talking about Kepulauan Tolad, Indonesia, I had talked about a 5.2 that was 125 kilometers deep and said that it would cause between a 6 and a 6.5. Well, it caused a 6.1 in Papua, Indonesia. So when we are taking a look here, I'm going to show y'all, because I'm not going to pull up the site. However, there is a tsunami warning, and these are the data buoy data that are going off right now. And as you can see, there are about 8 of them. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's 7 that are going off right now. There was one more. This one's closest down towards Indonesia area. So these may be from the Indonesia. However, there is a tsunami warning for Alaska. And as we were looking at the tsunami information for Alaska, I can show you, I can tell you that there's 7 buoys going off. And the tsunami information is that there's a tsunami threat forecast for hazardous tsunami waves from the earthquake that are possible within 1,000 kilometers of the epicenter along the coasts of Russia, Alaska, and Shemya, 1,220 AKDT as of September 18th. That's coming from tsunami.gov. So we'll put tsunami.gov into our browser here, and we'll show you tsunami.gov information. So as we are looking, you can see the areas right here where we have the warnings at. And the latest one is for Hawaii, and it shows to emergency management, subject tsunami information statement. The statement is for information only. No action is required at this time. The tsunami threat exists for parts of the Pacific located closer to the earthquake, but it is still too early to determine whether there is a possible tsunami threat to Hawaii. If there is a tsunami threat to Hawaii, the earliest estimated time of the hazard might begin is 02:51 p.m. through September 18, 2025. Further statements will be issued hourly or as soon as the situation develops. Then we're also looking at U.S. Canada, and it says PTWC, tsunami threat message. Message is issued for information only in support of the UNESCO IOC Pacific Tsunami Warning and Mitigation System, and is meant for national authorities in each country of that system. Tsunami forecast is updated in this message. Magnitude 7.8 gives the coordinates, the depth, and the location. An earthquake with a preliminary magnitude of 7.8 occurred off the coast of Kamchatka, Russia, and gives the time and the date. Based on available data, hazardous tsunami waves are forecast for some coasts. Tsunami waves reaching 1 to 3 meters above the tide level are possible along some coasts of Russia, Actual amplitudes of the coast may vary from forecast amplitudes due to uncertainties in the forecast and local features. In particular, maximum tsunami amplitudes on atolls and at locations with fringing or barrier reefs will likely be much smaller than the forecast indicates. For other areas covered by this product, a forecast has not yet been computed. The forecast will be expanded if necessary in subsequent products. So then they give the recommended action. Government agencies responsible for threatened coastal areas should take action to inform and instruct any coastal populations at risk of accordance with their own evaluation procedures and level of threat. Persons located in threatened coastal areas should stay alert for further information and follow instructions from national and local authorities. And then they give the estimated local times, and these are all for Russia and Hawaii. Okay, so a tsunami is a series of waves, and they give the impact statement and the next update. And then also we were looking at Alaska, which is also under the threat as well. So you can go to tsunami.gov and pull up all of these different warnings that have been given. Now I'm going to show you these earthquakes here. And this is on EMSC. This is all the big earthquakes that have happened. That was a 6.4 Kuril Islands, a 6.8 Kuril Islands. Now, if you're looking at these are all from, I believe it was 7 something until 8.3 is what I downloaded. Let me see here. I did all the way from 7.7 all the way to 9.18. So these are all the biggest quakes that have occurred. And we're looking here, that's a 7.4, that's a 7.8 that occurred today. So this is a 7.8 earthquake today. This is a 7.4 that occurred last week. It was 46 kilometers deep, leading probably to the 7.8 to occur next to it. Then we had a 6.6, a 7.4. That 7.4 happened on 7/20. Then there was a 6.6, which occurred, and on 7/20 there was also a 6.6 there. So these are where the bigger earthquakes are occurring, and you can see this is all within this area here. We also have volcanoes over here, and then we had the 8.8 occurred right here. So this is where the 8.8 took place, and this is the 6.9 here. So these are all the earthquakes that are occurring. If you go back to my 8.8 earthquake, I talk about the area and what is in this area that is causing these earthquakes. And this is also a convergent boundary. It is the North American Pacific convergent boundary. So I believe that the 7.4 is an aftershock. I mean, the 7.8 is an aftershock. I believe that these are all aftershocks of this 8.8 earthquake which occurred. Anyways, you guys, that's my update. Please pay attention to your area if you live by the water in the areas that are being warned. Make sure that you do what authorities tell you to do and be safe. Anyways, you guys, much love, God bless, and I hope you all will stay safe. Much love.